You know, my concern with the landscape, and especially the urban landscape, plays a very important role in my work and my thinking. And usually when I'm looking at the landscape around me, I'm also understanding the role of the viewer in that landscape. And with my other works, which are in my studio, where I do kind of replicate an urban landscape, the role of the viewer becomes more of an audience. And from an audience, it becomes the role of a warrior, because when you're looking at an underdevelopment of something, or when you're looking at something which is a part of a growth, it is often misunderstood as, you know, as something which people look down upon. So I was interested in bringing that sort of an aesthetics into a gallery space. But when I got invited to Atelier Calder, there's been a lot of shuffling in my own head regarding the surroundings here and the kind of landscape I got transported into. So the relevance of the landscape in Saché became prominent for the work as an inspiration. And strangely, I mean, when I experience landscape in an urban setup, I feel more in control of it, because I know everything around is man-made. But when I came to Saché, and I think Saché has this quality of wildness somewhere where nothing is as controlled as one imagines it to be. So when I look outside, when I look at the forest, when I look at, you know, the farms around me, I kind of, you know, I realize the role of nature and how nature kind of, you know, becomes so sublime in some sense. I was looking at sublime in an urban context in my other works, whereas here I think the nature and its sublime took over. And I was more interested in encountering that in my work, where the human being becomes this small in front of nature and nothing can be controlled. Like, I was here throughout January when it was very cold and it was snowing as well, and my work was controlled by nature and I wasn't controlling the nature. So I think these small realizations, you know, in process of making an artwork became very relevant to my work. And hence, you know, I wanted to kind of, I was more interested in encountering the expanse, which I see in nature around me, and transport it inside the space where I was working. And there was also this entire duality of bringing outside inside and taking inside outside. So I somewhere kind of transported the forest from outside inside the space, and making the audience, you know, encounter forest within an urban space or within a four wall. And it is a work which kind of makes you experience as an audience, but it does not, it doesn't preach anything. For me, it is more of encountering with the work and how the audience walks into the work. And, you know, when they walk within the forest, which is created by me, it's an experience of the expanse one feels when one goes outside and experiences nature. And I think as an artist, my concerns with the formal aspects in a work of art, like space, content, form, all these kind of took another meaning altogether when I got invited here, because a lot of things were ruled with what I was seeing around me, and my own formal training kind of took another aspect completely.